Ironhide, we gotta stop that water.
Stop talking, tighten your shock absorbers, and get in. We're gonna make a new river.
Let's go!
Only one way. Stand back. After them! Save it, Ironhide. They're too fast for us in the air. Well, I'm tired of sucking their vapor trail. I'll stop them.
There's too many of them! They're out of reach!
Stop yapping, Blue Streak. This is my fight.
Make it our fight!
Some liquid nitrogen should cool things off. If Decepticons are burrowing behind that rock, my sonodar sensors will sniff them out. No. Well, I'm prepared to knock those Decepticons all the way back to Cybertron.
Shows up. Well, sir, you...
Take cover! What happened? Did I nail Laserbeak?
Ironhide, he wasn't for real. He was one of Hound's holograms.
Oh, sorry, guys. You okay, Wheeljack?
Probably, but this polarizer is poked out.
Oh, wingnuts. I can't believe I mistook a hologram for the real article. My scanners must be glitched.
Hey, none of us is perfect, Ironhide.
Welcome back once again, everyone, to another video review. In today's review, I will be taking a look at the Transformers Generation Studio Series 86, number 17, Voyager class Ironhide. This Ironhide is an all-new mold that shares no parts or engineering from the previous Siege or Earthrise toys, and aims to be the most accurate version of Ironhide based on his cartoon appearance that we've ever gotten. And of course, there has been some debate as to whether Ironhide should have been a deluxe or, been at Voyager price point. Ironhide is, however, a deluxe class sized figure, but it's the engineering and parts count that make him a Voyager, hence why he was released as a Voyager. And now that we have the leaks, we are going to get Ratchet retooled from him later this year. So we'll take a quick look at the packaging, and then take a look at Ironhide himself, as well as the backdrop that he comes with. So, starting off here, as you can see, he's number 17 in the SS86 line. We get a really nice render of him pointing his blaster. On this side, we get an up-close image of him with the sort of yelling expression. This side, we get a pullback image of him from the front render. On top, Transformers the movie, nothing on the bottom. On the back, we get renders of him in both robot and his Nissan Van Alt mode. He takes 26 steps to transform, so he's definitely no slouch. And a brief bio says that Ironhide bravely fights off a Decepticon ambush on the Autobot shuttle, which is basically Ironhide's last stand in the G1 cartoon, as for those of you who have seen Transformers the movie, spoilers if you haven't, Ironhide is one of the 4 Autobots on board the shuttle going to Earth, and is taken out and killed by the Decepticons. So, that's it for the packaging. Moving on to Ironhide himself, as you can see here, he is, obviously, as I said, an all-new mold meant to be accurate to his cartoon and comic appearances, without parts forming, as his Earthrise toy was a retool of Siege, and as a result had to suffer from it, and it was a parts former. And let's get into, obviously, my nitpicks. The obvious one being that he has a stripe molded onto the sides, which is meant to evoke the yellow-orange stripe that he had in the cartoon and his original toy. Of course, it's unfortunately unpainted, but that's not really a big drawback, seeing as it would have been impossible given how he was designed. On the front, we get nice light detailing, Autobot symbol slap bang in the center. All of this has been, fully painted in silver, with the wheels painted in black and silver, and no ugly pin joints, thank God. Obviously, as you can see here, the windows are all translucent clear plastic, but not the kind of plastic that I hopefully think will not break over time, as I've transformed him, and so far, so good, as nothing has not broken. On the back, we obviously have the details for, the back windows and the doors, obviously unpainted headlights, but a nice silver painted, back section. And as you can see here, his blasters store underneath as exhaust pipes, and is obviously the perfect place for them, as for whatever reason the instructions say to put them on top of the roof of his alt mode, rather than, the obvious choice of putting them as exhaust pipes. And partially the reason why Ironhide has these two blue sections on the roof is likely for his eventual retool into Ratchet. So, yeah. And he does roll quite nicely. So, that pretty much covers vehicle mode. Moving on to some comparisons, here he is with Earthrise / Kingdom leader Optimus. Obviously, Ironhide would be sort of out of scale given his alt mode, as Optimus's truck mode would be a bit more bigger, but it's close enough. Then again, they don't really go for vehicle mode scale anyways. And unfortunately, he does not fit into Optimus's trailer. Here he is with some of his other 1984 and 1985 crew members, with SS-86 Jazz, with Kingdom Warpath, with SS-86 Perceptor, with Earthrise Starscream, with Kingdom Tracks and Legacy Skids. Because I don't have Grapple or Inferno, here he is with Hauler. And just because I feel like throwing them in, here he is with Legacy Kickback and Drag Strip. And with Legacy Leader Blitzwing. So, there you go. Now on to his transformation. Now his transformation is something that, as much as I like it, it is a bit, difficult, but then again, I kind of like complex transformations, especially on what should be a simple figure. So what I like to do first is come to the front, take the bumper and bring it down like so it's out of the way. What I then do is come to the back, untab these sections, bring them up front like so, then swing them down, and these will become his robot mode feet. So take these window sections, fold them underneath, take these sections, and you basically have the feet done. This is where the transformation gets complex when going from vehicle to robot mode, as it is a matter of tabbing everything in when going the other way around. So what I like to do is, try and split the arms, but first let me flip down these panels. Obviously, it's a bit tricky and easier said than done. but instead try to take this section and untab it to allow for some clearance when splitting these sections. These will move out of the way and fold onto the sides of his legs. Take the sections, these will fold back and tab in like so. Collapse the feet in. What you want to do next is take the arms and fold out the fists, untab the arms like so, rotate them forward like so, then take all of this and just rotate it 180. Then it's a matter of taking this section, take these two side panels, fold them in like so, take out his head, take the section, bring it in like this, and all that will lock into place. Take his entire torso assembly, and it will tab and lock into place like so. Now for the back is sometimes kind of tricky to do with me, as the bumper is meant to, you know, tab onto his back. And there you go. There is SS-86 Iron. And there you go. There is SS-86 Ironhide in his robot mode. And he's a pretty good looking figure, and probably the best version of G1 Ironhide that we're going to get in the main line, without, you know, the use of parts forming or, you know, looking like a retool of a Siege figure. We'll take a quick look at the details, starting with that amazing head sculpt with the nice blue eyes, silver for the face, red for the main head, gray for the shoulders, hands, whatever this color is for the crotch plate and legs and upper thighs, and mostly red body. Not a lot of back kibble as it compresses quite nicely. Now, he's not perfect given the obvious panels on the sides of his legs don't really have anywhere to go. And I will say clever use of the back of the vehicle mode becoming his feet. Articulation-wise, head appears to be on a ball joint. It can look up and down, and the neck itself is on a hinge due to transformation. It can rotate the full 360. Arms are on a universal. They can do the full 360. Go in and out, and I like how this section is filled in. Bicep swivel on the swivel joint, bend at the elbow, wrist rotation, and due to transformation, obviously go in like this. Uncompromised waist rotation. Legs can kick forward that far, though of course the crotch section has to move, and probably due to budget reasons it wasn't split into 3 pieces, which is a little unfortunate, but it's whatever. So yeah, legs kick forward that far, back that far to a great degree. He can do the splits, thigh rotation on a swivel joint, or what looks like a swivel joint, bend at the knee, feet can pivot side to side, and similar to the Earthrise Grapple Kingdom Inferno mold, his feet can pivot forward and backward to allow for a great range and degree of poses. So he's definitely not slacking. Now, accessory-wise, he comes with 2 of the same blasters that he used throughout the cartoon. Of course, minus, you know, his other weapons that he did use in the cartoon but weren't present in the movie, as Ironhide used a lot of gadgets, most notably his water gun, and either of these could be his water gun. And they do plug into his hands, and as you saw briefly, they can store on the back or, you know, on his legs. So there you have that. Now for some comparisons. Oh, and yes, the guns themselves are blast effect compatible. So now for some comparisons. Here he is with I'm struggling. Here he is with Earthrise / Kingdom leader Optimus. Here he is with SS-86, Jazz, and Earthrise Voyager Starscream. Because I don't have Grapple or Inferno, as I mentioned them earlier, here he is with Legacy Hauler. Just because I threw them in as well, here he is with Legacy Skids, SS-86 Perceptor, with Kingdom Tracks, with Legacy Dragstrip, with Kingdom Warpath. Here he is with Legacy Kickback, and here he is with Legacy Blitzwing. And because I don't have them, I don't have Sideswipe or Red Alert, here he is with Deep Cover, and here he is with Siege Hound. So they have that. Now on to his backdrop, which, as you can see, is based on the scene where Ironhide and the other Autobots, that being Prowl, Ratchet, and Brawn, were ambushed and unfortunately killed by the Decepticons before the Battle of Autobot City. And obviously, I did mention this before, that Ironhide comes in this piece that doubles as a second backdrop. Obviously, you can put Ironhide on the backdrop and have him face off against the Decepticons in a final stand. So, yeah. Now, some final thoughts on the Studio Series 86 Ironhide. I think is a great figure, and he's definitely better than the Earthrise version, because even though the Siege version was great, it being retooled into its Earthrise version wasn't great because it had to suffer from the same issues that the Siege version had, which unfortunately meant that it also had to be a parts former, along with the fact that, well, the vehicle mode wasn't that bad. Yes, the vehicle mode on the Earthrise version does have the pinstripe, but it unfortunately has the feet sticking out of the back. This figure aims to fix that without the use of any parts forming, and does a really good job of representing Ironhide as he appeared in the cartoon and the first 2 minutes of the 86 movie before, you know, being offed. So, I highly recommend this figure for anyone trying to complete their cast, especially with the fact that we're gonna get Ratchet from this mold eventually. So, yeah, he's quite good. He's very accurate, poses quite well, and is very well detailed. And I like the transformation. And if you are into complex transformations, then this is another reason to get him. I would have to give Ironhide a 9.5 out of 10. So, yeah. There you have it, guys. There's my look at the Transformers Generations Studio Series 86, number 17, Voyager class, Ironhide. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.
No? Well, stick around till you do. And let's show them a little reality. This package of Decepticon garbage. Yeah, there you go, Chip. Free.
Thanks, Ironhide. Is there anything you can't do?
Batter up. Autobots, attack! Stop right there, Starscream. You've taken your last step.
Hold it, Ironhide. Ladies first.
You'll be sorry, ma'am. Forgot my manners.
Well, Ironhide, I hate to admit it, but it's been good to see you after all this time.
To me at once. Every time I look into a monitor, Prime, my circuits sizzle. When are we gonna start busting Decepticons? But Prime, your days are numbered now, Decepticreeps.